Now, Burkinabe security agency are still searching for suspected masterminds of a coup attempt that would have brought back former President Blaise Compaore, now in exile, back to power. The failed coup attempt resulted in the arrest of 10 plotters said to belong to a special elite squad that operated when Compaore was president. This coup attempt just comes days after the government announced that they had released Colonel Mamadou Bamba, the officer who announced the 2015 abortive coup by forces still loyal to Blaise Compaore.
The Coalition for National Democracy and Reconciliation has accused the ruling party, the People's Movement for Progress, of wanting to launch a witch hunt. But according to the President of the National Assembly, Salif Diallo, the ruling party cannot be fooled, and he has discovered that the events are taking place at the precise moment when Blaise Compaore's camp is trying to recover from its failure. On Monday, part of the press was still doubtful about the coup d'etat. In an editorial titled "Burkina Faso was a military coup being prepared," an independent daily, L'Expresso Faso, wrote the coup plotters were either jokers or they went above their intentions. The daily called on the leaders to remove themselves on the phobias of coup d'etat. We head to Ouagadougou in Burkina Faso to better understand the situation with the political analyst, Mr. Siaka Koulibaly.
Nous allons nous rendre sur place à Ouagadougou, au Burkina Faso, pour tenter de mieux comprendre la situation avec l'analyste politique Siaka Koulibaly. Siaka Koulibaly, bonjour. Je le disais.
Hello, Mr. Siaka Koulibaly. As I was saying earlier on, there are divergent views concerning the presumed coup. What importance should we accord it?
On a tous entendu le ministre de la Sécurité informer l'opinion nationale sur...
We all heard the Minister of National Security give information on the national opinion of this project to destabilize the current regime by armed elements, and the way the minister gave the information made many Burkinabes doubt the sturdiness of the reversal of this project, which is not totally denied, but could not be run by serious people likely to succeed with such an initiative.
Tenu par des gens vraiment sérieux qui pourraient réussir une telle initiative. En cela qu'il a parlé d'une trentaine de
He spoke of about 30 people. We think it's too low to stage a coup, and then the material of which he speaks, a Kalashnikov and 6 charges. So some have asked whether it was a viable project, and even if it exists as a project. So it's a little surprising to hear that the RSP is still likely as a body to react, but in the current context, it is quite tense, characterized by insecurity in the country, as well as terrorist attacks in the north. If things were to get worse, that could give rise to other types of developments, which could set some soldiers in motion, not just those of the RSP.
Donc effectivement, la mise en mouvement de certains militaires, pas seulement ceux du RSP, mais des militaires en général.
Well, Mr. Siaka, the press and even some have not hesitated to speak of diversion on the part of the government as a result of this announcement.
Oui, beaucoup ont pensé à ça. Il y a 2 points sur lesquels...
Yes, many have thought of that. There are 2 points which are quite narrow. First is the question of economic revival after the events from 2 years ago, and security that puts it in a position of responsibility to respond to eventual complaints. What makes the announcement of this coup with the presumed elements we spoke about earlier maybe the diversion? And why not a plan to mobilize public opinion around the defense of the integrity of the territory, the defense of democracy? And so the economy issues come in last place, or wage claim issues would not take over and would overwhelm the image of the government. It cannot find a funding to revive the economy through investments and public procurement, so that there are a lot of average companies closing and will settle in the coastal parts of Burkina Faso, in particular the countries of the Atlantic coast. The activity of general consumption slowed down, and it is preoccupied. Mr. Siaka, the ruling party has not hesitated to verbally attack pro-Compaore camp, which also set up a front. Their relations have become so bad between old friends, don't you think?
Des anciens amis.
Oui. Si on s'en tient aux déclarations qui sont faites de la part du gouvernement.
Yes, if we stick to the statements made by the former government and this majority that has gathered under the Coalition for Democracy and Reconciliation, we can actually say that the exchange is quite intense, but it remains in strict part of the communication of classical politics. We say that there is not too much to worry about this animosity.
On n'a pas trop lieu de s'inquiéter de cet aspect seulement des choses-là.
Thank you very much, Siaka Coulibaly, for joining us on the morning call. It was a pleasure having you give us what's happening in, or rather how you see things are in Burkina Faso.